Hey folks, Caleb Booker here with part 3 of the 3 things you absolutely need to know to develop your psychic gifts. In the first one, we talked about developing a powerful why. You need to really understand all of the reasons you're doing this and find the one reason that really stirs you, whether it's selfish or not, doesn't matter, and that you cannot skip. If you skipped it, go back. Because if you aren't very super clear on the real reason that really stirs you, you're getting nothing done. You're never going to get any good at becoming a psychic. The second tip was about calling on a teacher and getting help in developing your psychic gifts. This is not optional unless you want to spend decades doing what you could do in a month. So, this can be physical, this can be a prayer. Went through that in the last video. This video, this last third step that you absolutely need to get any kind of momentum in your learning is to teach yourself to listen. Listening is not something we do naturally. Naturally, we just go about our lives and do whatever we feel like doing. We listen to ourselves, sure, but we don't even do that well. So we don't listen. We generally don't. Tell a kid not to do something, chances are you'll see them looking and really thinking about doing it and really just wondering whether or not they can get away with it anyway. We don't like listening. We like just doing whatever we want to do. And, that makes sense. That's the way we're built. Accept it now. And then realize that listening is a skill, just like anything else. It's a skill as much as learning to write a good letter or ride a bike. Listening is something that you need to do on purpose and you need to teach yourself how to get better at. The essence of listening is in accepting the fact that the answers to all of your questions are coming in right now. Everything you could possibly want to know is being told to you, and you're so busy talking that you can't hear it. So, if you want to get good at listening, step 1 is shh. Okay? Now, I have known so many people who've been desperate to develop their spiritual gifts. And they're like, I don't want answers, and I really want answers, and I'm just looking for answers every day, and I pray, and I pray, and I meditate, and so, can you tell me, what do I need to know? What do I need to know to develop my psychic gifts? I mean, the biggest thing is, because, I'm doing all this work, and I've spent all this money, and I've spent all this time, and I did all this practice, and I'm still not moving forward, okay, just stop complaining, stop asking questions, just be quiet. Step 1 of listening is be quiet, okay? And the easiest way to learn how to do that is by spending, just to start, spend 10 minutes a day sitting down, not speaking, and focusing on your breathing. And just 10 minutes a day. That's nothing. You can do 10 minutes today, right? Just sit down, don't do anything. Don't listen to any guided meditations. Don't listen to any binaurals. No gimmicks. Nothing. Just, the biggest gimmick you can use, get a pillow. You can sit on a pillow. But just sit down and don't do anything and focus on your breathing. You can do that for 10 minutes and then extend that period of time over the course of a year. That will be the first huge step to learning how to listen. And the second thing is to realize what it sounds like or feels like or looks like when guidance comes. And that means that you can't imagine what it's going to be like ahead of time and then look for that thing in your imagination, because it will not match. Rather, you need to learn to be open. Carlos Castaneda, I have a book of his somewhere over here, who, by the way, the Carlos Castaneda books are total fiction, all right? However, there were some interesting things in it, and one of the things that was said was the shaman knew he'd found his apprentice because when he saw him on the road, a breeze came and blew the dust in the road in a swirl. And that doesn't mean that swirling dust means that, hey, you found your apprentice. It just means that in that moment, because he was so open to listening all the time, that when something happened, he realized there was meaning to it, and he realized what that meaning must be. So for him, that was a clairsentience moment, a moment of just knowing. And that's how he interprets it. There's any number of ways these messages might start coming to you, but the key is to not have any expectation over how. Just to be open in a moment. And then later on, reflect back and think, you know what, I just realized that was my guide talking to me. That was my guide showing me something. That was my guide feeling, giving me a feeling inside about something. And just as time goes on, realizing that that's it. So I think you could appreciate at this point that that comes on the other side of learning to be open to the possibility. That's step 2, be open. So the third part of listening, and this is done universally across all sorts of practices, is just to say, all right, I'm ready to listen. And just say it. You say it in those words. Say, okay, I'm ready to listen. And then listen. And to say that to your guides or to your teacher or to whatever, but just say it. Maybe you're saying it to yourself, really. When you actually say the words, okay, I'm ready to listen, you're saying it to yourself. You're putting yourself in a mind frame that can actually absorb information for a change. So say it. Say out loud, okay, I'm ready to listen. Go ahead and have them feed you. Depending on who your guides are or how they are, sometimes they will be, sometimes you will be hearing them all the time and you won't be in a position to listen. And depending on who they are, I've heard of some interesting stories where it's frustrating for the guides as well as for the student. So to tell them, okay, I'm ready now, it takes it easy on them and creates a better relationship. But it's also good for you. It changes something inside of you that allows you to start absorbing information. So to review, step 1, shush, say nothing, be quiet. Step 2 is to be open to any kind of message in whatever form it takes. And step 3 is to say, okay, I'm ready to listen. And then return to step 1. I think that's it. So if you have any questions or comments about that, leave a message. I will be watching the comments. So definitely if you have anything you want expanded upon, I will absolutely be happy to do so. If you want a free psychic reading, I will absolutely do that. And next time we'll delve into a little bit more about the specific things you can do to develop your gifts. But if you can't get these 3 fundamentals done, nothing that comes afterwards will do any good. So focus on these 3 fundamentals first and take it from there. All right. See you all next time, guys. Bye-bye.